Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and this is the first ever video that I have ever put on YouTube. It's gonna be a short, simple one. It's just gonna be foundation. So I really hope you like it. And this is me without absolutely no makeup on. It can be kind of terrifying, but I'm really excited to start doing videos for you guys, and I hope to have them up weekly. So yeah, that's about it. So let's get started. Okay, so this is just going to be a simple foundation and highlight contour routine that I do. It's the way, obviously the way I do it. It's a personal preference thing. If there's a way that you like to do it different, you know, that's great. I just like to show people how I would do it because I get a lot of questions on it. So yeah. So anyway, the first thing I start out with is primer, and it's this Urban Decay B6 primer that I start out with. It's got like vitamins and stuff in it, so it really helps my skin. I have really dry skin anyway, so this stuff doesn't break me out, and it hasn't yet, so I really enjoy it. And I actually use it as a fixing spray as well. I don't know if that's what it's used for, but my skin kind of tends to freak out, so this is what I use. So I'm going to spray this all over my face. And let that dry for a little bit. Now that my primer has had time to dry and it's a little bit tacky, I'm going to get started with my foundation. 90% of the time I always use liquid foundation, and I use a mix of two. So it's either a mix of my NYX HD Cover Foundation, which I don't have on hand. So I'm going to use Face Stockholm. It's a mineral foundation that has a matte finish. It looks like this. And then I use Kat Von D's Lock It Tattoo Foundation, like this. I'm in the color medium 54 with Kat Von D, and this is Spralig. I got this out of, let's see, my Wantable box. So I'm just going to mix the two of those foundations on the back of my hand and then use my damp beauty blender and blot it all over my face. I mix it. And I did mention it before, but I do take foundation down my neck. You want to match your neck with your face. So I take my foundation and kind of gradually pull it down my neck so it doesn't look like it's just cut off, like the foundation's just cut off, so it like fades, if that makes sense. And with the beauty blender, you don't pull, you bounce it on your face with foundation, and that's how you get a really nice airbrush finish. I absolutely love the beauty blender, but if you would rather use a brush or just your fingers, whatever you have, that's fine too. But anyway, let's move on. So next I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in Natural. And I just squeeze some of this out, and I put it under my eyes to brighten them, and I kind of use it as a highlighter. So here we go. I also put it on my forehead, down my nose, on my Cupid's bow, and on my chin. And with the same beauty blender, I'm going to take the pointed end and buff it out. Now, because I don't want that concealer to crease under my eyes, I'm going to use a setting powder. And the setting powder I used to use was Makeup Forever, but now I switched. And the setting powder I use now is Coty Airspun. It looks like this. I really love it. It's not as thin as the Makeup Forever, but it still works just great. So I take one of these triangular makeup sponges that you can find absolutely anywhere. I dip it into the powder like this. And I take this square end and then just put it under my eyes to set it. Now with the same powder, I take just any kind of fluffy brush that you have. This one just happens to be from Eco Tools, and I put it in the same powder and then set my face with it. You can use anything you want. I've seen people use, I don't know, like powder foundation to set their face, and that works too, but it's just preference, and this is what I prefer. So this is what I use. All right, now we're gonna highlight and contour our face. Well, my face. The palette I use for highlighting and contouring has always been the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Mine looks super busted because I abuse the hell out of this because I use it all the time. So this is what it looks like. When you open it, it has really nice highlighting colors and really nice like contouring colors. I just use another fluffy, kind of like a face brush. I know this is a blush brush, but I use it for highlighting or I use it for contouring my face. So yeah, any kind of brush that you feel comfortable with, use it and go from there. So I dip the side of my brush into this palette here, or this color right here, like that, and I shake any extra off. Now with Kat Von D, it doesn't matter what kind of product you're using, if it's foundation, eyeshadow, the contour palette, what have you. You really need to watch out because a little goes a long way. Her products are so highly pigmented, and they're really, really great, products, but they do have a lot of oomph to them. So really be careful with how much you're using. Start out with a little, and then if it's not enough, build up from there because it can get pretty intense pretty quick. With this brush, the side that has the color on it, I'm going to find my cheekbone and then just go right under it. And I go from about here to the middle of my cheek. I don't take it all the way down. You can if you want, but for me, I don't do that because it makes my face look a little odd. So I just keep it right about here, and then I'll blend it out. And then with the same brush and the same palette, I'm going to take this lighter shade right here and then go around the edge of my face. So we'll just lightly go around the edge of our faces. Kind of bronze it up just a tad. I also take it under my chin here, like on my jawline, with the same color. And then I'm going to take this brush. It's a Sonia Kashuk brush. It's a number 121. It looks like this. So I'm going to take this and dip it into this shade right here. And then I just go right under my eyes and pack that in just to brighten it up a bit. Oh, and I don't contour my nose. I don't know why. I just don't feel like I want to. Maybe I need to. I just don't do it. I never have. I just find it highly irritating for me to do it. But if you want to, go ahead. And my favorite product right now to use for highlighting is it's from Becca, and it's the Shimmering Skin Perfector, and it's a pressed powder, and it's in the color Opal, and it looks like this. It's absolutely stunning. I love it. It looks great on anyone who uses it, I think. This one happens to be my absolute favorite. So I'm going to take the same brush and dip it in and then go right on the cheekbone right here. And then I'll go on my nose and then down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and right along my Cupid's bow. Now, I'm going to take the same fluffy brush that we used for our setting powder, and I'm going to do my blush. And the blush I use right now is from Studio Makeup, and it's in the color Wildflower, and it looks like this. So I'm gonna take my fluffy brush, dip it in my Studio Makeup blush, and go right over that highlighter right on my cheekbone. So that's pretty much it for my foundation routine. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if there's something, that works better for you, go ahead and try it. But this is what works for me for right now. My foundation routine changes a lot. And when I say a lot, like every couple months, I use different products. I try and do it a different way and I experiment. But yeah, right now, this is how I do it. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video, and please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.